Shalom, shalom, call halayim la, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakakudash. This is a meme on Instagram. It says Taiwan's new device can detect asymptomatic conditions in 3 minutes. It says Ministry of Science and Technology has unveiled an innovative new device capable of detecting infections in record time, even with a very low load, Clinical trials have shown the device to be over 95% effective thanks to 10,000 individual testing points, giving it super sensitivity. All right, so Esau already got these people. He already got their minds wrapped around this whole pandemic. So people gonna see this as the new big thing. They gonna see it as it's gonna be an idol. Esau gonna say like, yeah, you gotta get this in order to live, you gotta get this in order to work, and that's off. All right, so let's get a few precepts. This is Revelation 3 and verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee in the hour of temptation. The Lord's going to keep his elect in the hour of temptation. That's going, which this verse says is going to try the world. It says, which shall come upon all the world. It's going to be, all over the globe. It says, to try them that dwell upon the earth. And you go into this word try, because it's going to try those that dwell on the earth by the means of injecting something into their skin. It says the word try, to try, G3985, make trial of, test for the purpose of ascertaining his quality, so a test, or what he thinks, or how he will behave himself. It's going to be a temptation to everyone, but the elect is going to beat this test. It's going to pass this test. It says in a good sense, in a bad sense, to test one maliciously, craftily, to put to the proof his feelings or judgments, to try or test one's faith, virtue, character by enticement to sin. So it's gonna try everyone's faith, and the only people that's gonna have faith is the elect. The rest of these people out here is gonna be bugged out. Second Ezra chapter 5, talks about how it's not gonna be any faith found in the world, other than the elect. All right, but you go into the base word G3984. It says a trial, experience, attempt a thing, to make trial of a thing or of a person, to have a trial of a thing, to experience, learn to know by experience. It says G from the base word is G4008, through the idea of piercing, a test, attempt, experience, a saying, a trial. So through the idea of piercing, going to that CHARAGMA, which they talked about it in the UK. They talking about it in Taiwan. They already talked about it in Sweden. So I mean, that's how this whole thing has been moving. It's started over here, started over there, then all of a sudden it's everywhere, And they saying, but going back to that meme, it said that the FDA over there had already approved it for emergency use. And if you're paying attention, the juice is for emergency use as well. But everybody's running to go get it, and it's being mandated by these private sector jobs and stuff like that. Let's also grab this is Psalm chapter 2 and verse 1. Why do the heathen rage? Why the heathen in an uproar? Thinking that they're gonna get the kingdom next. But it's already been promised. To the Lord's people, the Israelites. All right, who's Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right. And why these heathen in uproar? They already had their chance to to rule. It says, and the people imagine a vain thing. This whole NWO is a vain thing, man. It's not going to be profitable. It's not going to succeed. The Lord is going to annihilate Babylon the Great, in various other parts of the world, so they're not going to accomplish their NWO. It says the kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together. Them the different summits, and then the little meetings and stuff they got, which doesn't include none of the Israelites. It says against the Lord and against his anointed. Psalm 83. They tried to break us up as a nation, but the Lord woke us back up. All right, through the Spirit. All right, and this is Isaiah 30 and verse 3. It says, therefore, we're going to start from verse 2. It says, this is Isaiah 30 and 2. It says, that walk to go down into Egypt. It's talking about 2/3, and have not asked at my mouth. They didn't ask any answer. They didn't ask for what the Lord, what saith the Lord, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. They're trying to make themselves stronger by carnal means, by what we can see, what man can provide. They're going down to these different governmental leaders. It says, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. So they by doing this, they trust in the shadow. The shadow representing the defense and protection of Egypt. Egypt being spiritual bondage. They going down to these different leaders in this captivity, in the various captivities that were scattered amongst. All right. It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame. He's only a man. He's not a power. He's not the Lord. So his strength is limited. It says, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. So, since you want to go down and trust Esau, Edom, that's going to be your confusion, man. You're going to be out here confused, more bugged out than what you was prior to, succumbing to these idols, All right. And this is Revelation 13 and 16. Because, this is what all this is leading to. It says, and he calls it all. All means everybody, other than the elect. It says both small and great, those that are insignificant and those that are of high stature. It says so-called insignificant. It says rich and poor, those that have money and those that don't have money. Free and bond. So whether you so-called free walking around in society, or whether you and incarcerated. It says to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and it can be anywhere. He can cause all right. That's why you see it in Taiwan. That's why you see it in Sweden. That's why you see it in the UK, because Esau, as he's shown, he likes to work through gradualism. So it's gonna become a point in time where it's gonna be all over. It says that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So unless you got that device, man, they're gonna exclude you from society. And those that are not covered by the Lord, they're gonna be through out here. So Lord willing, that was edifying. Call Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Kakdashe, Shalom.